Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, welcome to episode 23, the Michael Jordan episode. Believe it or not, Gary, we're already there. And today we're going to be talking about Artur Beterbiev, Terrence Bud Crawford, Alexander Usyk, Inoue, and anyone else you have in the great pound-for-pound debate in boxing. And Gary, I want to talk about this tonight because what Artur Beterbiev did on Saturday Night Live from Montreal, Gary, was just absolutely breathtaking what this guy did. I mean, going up against a former champion, a guy who's basically a human giraffe for the weight division, right? Like 6'5" or something like that. Can punch you across the ring. A guy who's been known to really do some serious harm to people when he punches them in Callum Smith. And Beterbiev, just a hot knife through butter, man. Once again, does it again. 20-0, 20 knockouts, 100% finish rate. I know you went to Miami-Dade County Public School, so just so you
know, wow.
100%.
Wow.
100% finish rate. 100% finish rate. And if he's not in your top 5, top 10, there's something happening. It's either hate, it's drugs, there's something going on because this guy's just too good at this point. What do you think about this guy and his performance against Callum Smith?
I mean, when we talked about the fight before, I told you I think he was going to wash him. I said he's going to do the same thing Canelo did to him, even though Canelo didn't knock him down and knock him out like that. But, I mean, Canelo pretty much dominated him, walked him down and dominated him. And I'm not going to lie, Callum Smith actually did a little bit better than I thought he was going to do.
Yeah.
You know, he actually, in the earlier rounds.
He landed some shots.
In the earlier rounds, he did a little bit better than I thought he was going to do. But at the end of the day, it was just too much, and I expected that. I kind of expected him to end the fight, knock him out. Me personally, I don't have him in my top 5. I'm in top 10. Top 10, not top 5. I can't because, hey, he's a beast. He's a monster. He's 20 fights in. And if I have to stack him up against other people, resumes, we're just talking about resumes. We're not talking about potential talent. He's already an older guy, but we're not talking about none of that stuff. We're just talking about if we look at resumes and look at other fighters, I don't know if I can put him top 5. Top 10, yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah. Why do you have a problem putting him in your top 5? Who would be in the top 5, and why would you have a problem putting him in there? Because he's at least got an argument, man. He's got to have an argument. Man.
Well, yeah,
just based on the way he's dominating. I mean, he's not winning. He's knocking these guys out. He's knocking guys out that have never been knocked down. He's finishing them.
I get you, but it's other guys who have done similar things within 20 fights. And maybe not the level of competition he probably faced in 20 fights, but over their whole total career, what they've done and what they did, you have to kind of go, okay, I got to give them the nod, even though I think Beterbiev would probably catch them or be better than them. Yeah. Right now, he hasn't caught them yet for me to jump him. I would have, obviously, Bud, Inoue, just because Inoue went to, like 3 different classes, and
yeah, I think so.
I would have to still have Canelo, even though Canelo has losses. The amount of people that Canelo fought and beat, champions, tough fights, I can't put him over Canelo with just 20 fights, and Canelo done fought champions, done went to multiple divisions, won belts. He's still dominating. He just beat Jermell easily. You know what I mean? And it's just like he's still dominant. I mean, this ain't in no order either. I'm just naming people I put over him. Tyson Fury's still undefeated. You may not have liked his last performance, but he fought Deontay Wilder, which is the top. He beat Klitschko, which was dominant, which was dominant at that time. He also took care of what's his name that Anthony Joshua just beat. We give Anthony Joshua credit for that. So,
He beat Dillian White.
yeah, he beat Dillian White. That's another one. I'm trying to think who else. Off the top of my head, I can't think right now, but I'm just saying he still has a resume. You know what I mean. And he's still undefeated.
Yeah,
He's never been beat, so you have to have him up there, even though you didn't like his last performance. Usyk's undefeated. Usyk beat Joshua twice. Usyk just beat who just beat Jared Miller. You know
Dubois.
his name.
Dubois. Yeah.
Dubois. I always forget his name. Usyk just beat Dubois, knocked him out. You know what I mean? And he's coming up from a lower weight class and winning belts there. So the things that other people have accomplished, I just can't put what Beterbiev done. Even Babal, I mean, you got to throw Babal in there. He's undefeated. He's winning. He just beat Canelo, who I also have up there. I mean,
I don't think Bivol survives that guy that fought Callum Smith on
I
Saturday.
got Babal.
I
I
don't,
got
I don't,
Babal.
I don't know what you're seeing. I don't know what you're seeing.
Yeah,
That
man.
big Bivol. How does Bivol keep this guy off him? First off, I mean, nobody's even survived 12 rounds of boxing with this guy. Like,
Well,
this guy's different, bro. This
from the
guy,
people you can't look at Colin Smith and compare him to Bivol. But I mean, Bivol is still way better than Colin Smith in my mind. And Bivol is, he's not going to be as like some of the other guys that Beterbiev has fought. He's not going to be that. He's a great counterpuncher. So you can come in, you can get hit because we seen Beterbiev. He got hit against Colin Smith, and I don't think Colin is as good as Bivol, and the quickness of Bivol, the counterpunching, the footwork, the foot speed, in and out. He comes in and out. He's a tricky fighter. It ain't gonna be easy for him just to walk him down like he does other people. It's not gonna be that same type of fight.
yeah. I don't think there's anyone, and I could be wrong, but until I'm proven wrong, I'm going to stand by it. I don't think there's anyone that can take this guy's power over the course of 12 rounds. I don't think anyone can take it, and
Well,
the pressure, the power, his fighting style is smart. He's not super fast, he's not super athletic, but he hits super hard, and he's in tremendous shape all the time. And he's tricky. And
mhm.
his fighting on the inside, I mean, his punches are devastating, man. Like he always seems to put himself in a position to hit guys on the top of the head, not like on the temple, he knows to throw his punches when you're throwing, and he catches people over the top a lot. The guy just does serious damage. I just think he's too strong and too vicious for anybody. That's just what I think.
I
And I, and
mean,
I think and I think based on his resume, based on the eye test right now, especially what I saw on Saturday night, I think the guy's got a claim to any position on the pound for pound list. Is my opinion. He's
well,
got an
see, here's the
argument. He's got an argument for one through five, if you ask me. That's how good I think this guy is.
well, see, here's my opinion on that. Because you say you don't think nobody can take his power for 12 rounds.
Nobody
You
has.
don't have if yeah, but you're saying take his power. You don't have to take his power. You can avoid his power. You can
Nobody,
like Colin
but
Smith.
nobody's
Look,
been able to avoid it either.
we
Nobody's been able to
we
avoid it.
bro, we said the same thing about Deontay Wilder though. Same thing about Deontay Wilder. You can't avoid it. So somebody could. But now, don't get me wrong. He's not Deontay Wilder ain't as skilled as
Yeah,
is going to be. But I'm just saying, it's always anybody you take. You go back to Foreman. Oh, George Foreman. Nobody can't take his power until somebody could. You
yeah,
go back. You go back to Canelo. Bivol took his power. Oh, I take it. And even though Bivol is a bigger guy, but
yeah,
every time you meet a guy, Mike Tyson can't take his power until Buster Douglas could, and then Buster Douglas dropped
yeah.
than other people did. So it's always this, oh, you can't take his power. I can avoid his power. Or
At this
Holyfield even took
at
Tyson.
this
You can
at this point, the only one left is Dimitri Bivol. He's the only one left. And if Dimitri Bivol can't beat this guy can just What does he do if he
Well,
fights
I
him?
ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. It's the other person besides Bivol I want to see him fight. Because there's only be two people I want to see him fight.
Benavidez.
Well, three. That was three. That was three. That was three. That was three.
Not
I would like to
Canelo.
see him, Canelo.
Nah, bro.
Only because wait. This is gonna be a better fight than Canelo versus Bivol. Way better. Because it's gonna be action. And it's gonna be because Canelo's in this
I
stalker
agree.
mode where he's walking people down and he's like, I'm not after the Bivol fight, he's like, no, I'm going back to stalking people,
Yeah.
walking them down and beating them up. And he got skills to block and all this. And I want to see him. I've never seen Canelo really like I mean, I seen a clip of him being like a little hurt, but never really in no big trouble. And he's got hit by Triple G. He's faced the Crusher. What's his name? I can't think of his name now.
Yeah.
You know, he and he knocked him out of that weight. And you know, Kovalev was supposed to be a puncher, hard hitter, knockout. So I mean, nah, I just for me, I would love to see Canelo. I think it'll be an action fight, packed fight. You know?
Okay. Can you hear me, Gary?
Yeah, I can hear you. I wasn't in there. I
No,
lost
no.
reception.
I think something happened with my signal for like the past 15 to 20 seconds. So go ahead and repeat what you were saying about Canelo. You never seen him other than one time get hurt in a clip, is what you said. And I think you're talking about when he fought Miguel Cotto's brother.
Cotto, yeah, Cotto was that's exactly who it was. Cotto caught him and kind of got him for a little bit, but then he rebounds off of that. So other than that, you can't tell me you've seen really a time where he was really even he fought Triple G, who was a hard puncher. He fought
Yeah,
Triple G,
yeah.
and Triple G was landing shots, and he was still like okay. Bivol landed some shots, even though Bivol is not like a knockout artist, but he got power. He's a bigger guy.
Well, look,
And
Triple G is a middleweight.
yeah,
Artur Beterbiev is a light heavyweight. So you better be on the
I'm
lookout for that big ass right hand and the big ass left hand, because I think it's different, bro. I think if he gets hit by Beterbiev, I think if he fights Beterbiev, he gets knocked out. And I think he knows. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I think he knows Beterbiev might knock him out, will likely knock him out, because when he did move up to 175, he chose Bivol. He didn't choose Beterbiev. He could have chosen Beterbiev. He chose Kovalev and he chose Bivol because he knows Beterbiev is all wrong for him. This guy is all wrong for me. I'm staying away from
but
this.
hold on, wait, hold on, wait. But Kovalev was a puncher at the time. When he went and fought Kovalev, he was a puncher. He was
Kovalev
knocking out. I mean,
was.
after
Kovalev
Ward,
was.
he kind of the luster died off of him after Ward. But he even dropped Ward though. He dropped Ward, which is a high level boxer. So
In
it
their
wasn't like he
first
was
fight,
facing.
speaking of which, in their first fight, I thought Kovalev won that first fight.
Okay, exactly. So you're talking about Andre Ward, who most people figure is one of the top
Yeah,
boxers
yeah,
ever.
yeah.
You know, he's undefeated.
But Andre Ward, I think, caught Kovalev late enough to where he was. Maybe Andre Ward beat a prime Kovalev in their second fight, or maybe not, because after that fight, Kovalev was like never. He was
Well,
still
I think
good, but he wasn't the same guy anymore.
I think Andre Ward still beats him in his prime because it took a fight with him for Andre Ward to understand, and he understand that he was going to gas out. That
Yeah,
was in that second fight. He understood that the second half of the fight, Kovalev wasn't going to be the same because that's how it was in the first fight. The second half, Kovalev wasn't the same, and then he strategically attacked Kovalev
to the
body
bottom. Yeah,
over and over early. I'm gonna get you tired quick, and Kovalev that was his. He didn't like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm just
Well,
saying, Canelo, he's fought people that can hit hard, no matter how
yeah.
much he moves up. Because remember, Triple G was supposed to be the bigger guy when he moved up to fight Triple G.
Yeah, he was. No, Triple G can hit really hard, and Triple G landed some bombs on Canelo. But I still think you're talking a middleweight, as hard as Triple G hits. You're talking a middleweight versus a light heavyweight. Where I don't know if you saw this guy Lonnie B, right? This trading partner for Beterbiev. Did you see his interview at
Nah,
all?
nah, I didn't see it.
Man, so he said, I mentioned it in my video yesterday. He said that they sent him up there to Montreal, and he got hit by this guy one time, and he said it was like he felt like he was in a plane pulling off. That's what he said.
But see,
I mean,
but see, this is the thing.
hey, those are G forces, bro. You feel like G forces hitting your ass when this guy hits you, man. This guy's different. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
yeah, but I understand that. But my whole thing is that regardless of what, with anytime with power, if you can take away somebody's power, we always talk about even when we talk about Devin Haney, when Devin Haney in his last fight against
Regis Prograis.
yeah, Regis against Regis. We said Regis can hit. Regis can do this. And I'm not saying he hits like Beterbiev. I'm just saying that was the thing. And it's like, yeah, you can hit, but you got to hit me with that. You have to really catch me with. And if I can take away some of the things that you do, some of the power punches that you do, you're going to get hit in boxing. But it's not like Beterbiev. As soon as he touches you, every punch is knocking you out.
But the thing with Beterbiev, he's not like a Deontay Wilder where he's not active or he's like, he's waiting for the perfect shot to land. No, like he's hitting you. He's clubbing you on the top of the head. He's hitting your gloves. He's going to the body. He's walking you. He's active, man. Like he's active and he's on you and he's smothering you and he's hitting you.
Well, look at this. Here's one thing that Colin Smith didn't do, which I felt like was a mistake by him. When he got trapped along the ropes, when he's leaning on the ropes, he's doing all this. Why not tie him up? At some point, tie him up. Let's go back to the center ring. He didn't tie him up. He just laid there on the ropes and being a punching bag. So if you're going to do that, that works to his advantage. But a real smart boxer is going to keep him in the ring, tie you up. As you've seen in the fight, when he was getting backed up, he wasn't throwing as many punches. But when he was going forward and he trapped you along the ropes, got you in the corner, he let off as many shots as he could. Yeah. And he was going to punish you. Even if all of them didn't land, you were going to feel his power. It's almost like, and it's not as bad as this, but it's almost like Canelo against Jermell Charlo. But like I said, it wasn't that bad because, like I said, I'll give Colin he was fighting back. But hey, tie him up. Why play into his game? Don't let him get off all them punches on you. Because even if he throws like 5 and 2 land, that hurts.
Did you? I gotta ask. Did you recently like get a haircut or like? Is there like a skincare routine involved? Like, what's going on? You look a lot fresher on this episode. And that
I've been working out, George.
That shirt. Did your wife pick that shirt out for you? Or did you pick that shirt?
Hey, I've been working out and masturbating more. That's the skincare unit. That's skincare.
That's what happens when you work out. That testosterone comes out. You got to get it out.
Been working out more than one way.
Oh my goodness!
Man. Goodness.
So he's not even in your top 5.
Top 10. Well, I mean, it's respectable top 10, but top 5. I mean, because I got to look at everybody and what they've done and what they accomplished. And so when I look at everybody, I mean,
let me ask. So do you hate him because he's like kind of Middle Eastern the way I am? Is that why you hate him, or is that why he's not in your top 5?
Oh man, he's part of the saying N-word culture. So if he's a saying N-word, he's all in there with us. I feel weird saying N-word because I can say nigga.
Yeah, let's keep away from that. Alex, he is in here. He says, I'm a few minutes behind in catching up, but Beterbiev is too strong for Canelo. Let him know, Alex. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. And also, possibly Beterbiev will take a slick counterpuncher that can move and get in and out like Bivol to beat Art. So it sounds like Alex agrees with you. I think he actually, shout out to Alex. I think he actually commented on yesterday's video and said, that he would take Bivol over Beterbiev. I think he's probably right. I don't think somebody's going to outmuscle and outpunch Artur.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Let's be clear. I never said he beats him. I said I would like to see that fight. I believe that fight will be action packed.
Wait
I
a
believe
minute.
that fight. I didn't
Wait a
say
minute.
it. When I say
You're
that, George,
well.
I
Are
said
you?
I would like to see that
Are
fight.
you?
I don't
Are
know
you?
who is it. I don't know who is it, but I would like to
Are
see a
you
fight because
flip?
I know.
Are you flip flopping live on the air? On the air? Do I got to
Flip flop?
rewind
No,
it?
I don't have to flip flop. I know what I said. I said, you know what fight I would like to see? Him versus Canelo. I think it'll be a better fight than than Canelo versus Bivol. I think it'll be
So
a better fight. I'm for the fight. I think it'll be a good fight. I'm not gonna say Canelo wins. I
okay.
think it will be a good fight.
So does
You can't tell me that's a good fight. That's not a good fight.
wait a minute. I first off I need to address the flip flop. So is is Bivol? You're saying if Bivol and better be a fight, you don't have Bivol?
No. I was saying Canelo. If Canelo and better be at fault, I don't have Canelo winning. I just think because remember he was saying
But Bivol,
Bivol is too
but
strong.
Bivol. Okay, my
Not,
question is
I'm sorry.
Bivol.
Okay, let me explain. Let me break it down so you don't have to ask the question no more. Right?
Go ahead.
Okay. I said I would like to see Better BF fight Canelo. You said,
Yeah,
oh no, he would knock out Canelo.
yeah,
All this.
yeah.
I'm not saying Canelo will win. I don't think Canelo gets knocked out. By the way, I don't think Canelo wins or loses. I'm not picking who wins that. If that fight ever happens, I'll pick then. But I think that would be a good fight because Canelo is gonna stalk his
Oh
opponent
yeah,
now. He
yeah,
says, and Better BF is with the shits. Okay,
yeah. No,
so
that's
I think
good.
that's a better fight than Canelo with Bivol because
Yeah,
Bivol is he's more of a boxer and Canelo can box and things of that nature. But I'm saying if Bivol and better be if I'm taking Bivol. I'm taking Bivol all day. But Canelo and better be that's a great fight. I would love to see that. That'll be action packed.
yeah, yeah. So Alexi says better be able to wipe out Canelo. Canelo's tailor made for Arthur. I think it's possible Canelo could survive that fight, but I think the likely outcome is that Canelo would get knocked out. That's what I think about that fight. I just
What?
think better.
I don't
I
know
know it
what
sounds
league you
crazy.
believe in.
I know it sounds crazy, but I think he's just too big, dude. What do you? First off, he's going to be going up there to 175 against a guy bigger and stronger and that has more conditioning and is more active than him. Canelo sometimes sits there and doesn't do anything, man. He just like lands one or two big punches. And listen, Gary, if he couldn't hurt Bivol, this guy couldn't hurt Bivol, which is part of the reason Bivol beat him. He couldn't keep Bivol off of him. What's he gonna do with Beterbiev, dude?
Well,
Beterbiev's head is almost as big as my head with this damn fez on it. That's how big this guy's head is. You need to shoot this guy to hurt him,
I'm,
in my
I'm,
opinion.
I'm just gonna say this. I don't think he couldn't keep Bivol off of him. I think he walked Bivol down sometimes. Bivol did put up the high guard, blocked a lot of shots, laid on the ropes, let
Couldn't
top
hurt him. Couldn't hurt
that
him.
no,
Couldn't hurt him.
he couldn't hurt him. He couldn't hurt him, but that's also a different type of boxer who's more of a boxer, not gonna take a lot of chances. He didn't hurt Canelo either. He never hurt Canelo. His only thing that Canelo had with that you seen was his conditioning. You see, he wore down because of the bigger guy. When Bivol did press him, he started getting tired. In the second half of the fight, Canelo was tired. I
He
don't
didn't
think he
hurt.
makes that same mistake.
He didn't hurt Canelo, but he's not a big puncher. He's got 22 fights, and he's won half of them by KO. So I mean,
And I said that already.
we're talking about a guy that only has a 50% knockout ratio for the Miami-Dade County public school attendees versus 100%. 100%. So, I think, listen, Canelo picks and chooses who he's fighting, right? He chose Kovalev because he knew Kovalev had just come off of a grueling fight with Anthony Yard and was a little bit over the hill. He chose Dimitri Bivol because he thought he can beat that cute boxing style and the guy, couldn't really hurt him. He knew the guy couldn't hurt him. But he didn't choose Beterbiev. He didn't choose Beterbiev because you better behave yourself in that ring with
Oh my God.
175 pounds of 100% knockout power straight from Montreal. Listen, it gets cold in Montreal. You get bored. You just want to knock people out. That's what he's doing. He's bored. It's cold. He's going to knock you out. That's what's going to happen.
You make it sound like, oh, he chose Bivol. Like Bivol isn't a great fighter.
No. He chose Bivol because he thought he could win another title in another division. And he thought Bivol was the weaker link. And he wanted to test himself. And
go ahead.
And he went. Sorry, I was a little bit. I got a little bit excited. So, so he chose this guy. He didn't choose Beterbiev, man. He didn't choose Beterbiev. There's a reason for it. There's a reason.
Bro, I mean, that's like saying like choosing between two champions, like either one is a top fighter. It's gonna be a tough fight. Obviously, we've seen Canelo lose. It's gonna be a tough fight either way. Like, hey, I'm fighting this dude that is a really crafty, very good boxer, fast hands, fast feet. I'm getting older. This is a young, strong guy at 175 that's fast and can box. That's still a risk. But Artur Beterbiev is slower. Now he hits harder, but I mean, we got to give Canelo his props on his defense. Canelo over the years has very good defense. I mean, it's not like Floyd Mayweather, but it's great. He has good defense and he's very crafty. Like Canelo, out of all the hate sometimes he receives from some people, he picks and chooses. Man, he takes people apart a lot of times. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think he just chose Bivol because he was a chump.
The other thing with Bivol is, I know he's in great shape, and I know he's got great conditioning, but in a fight against Beterbiev, man, he's going to be moving a lot. He's going to be wanting to get the hell out. He's going to, well, I think he's going to get really tired at the end of that fight. And that's when Bivol's going to, or Beterbiev is going to get him out of there. Get him out of there. So anyway.
I think Beterbiev is going to get frustrated with the speed, the foot speed, the hand speed, the in and out movement. I mean, look how many people Manny Pacquiao. I'll go Manny Pacquiao. Look how many people Manny Pacquiao, that in and out style, quick, and he don't have the power that Manny Pacquiao had through all those divisions that he went up in. Yeah. But he can hit though. He can hit. It ain't like people just running in there on him. He can hit.
Yeah. So he's not in your top five. Let's talk about we've totally gone off course here. Let's talk about your top five. Who would you say is in your top five right now? Put you on the spot. It's a bit hard. I won't hold it against you if you switch it up a couple times. It's not something I even like to think about that much because
I mean, obviously I got Bud up there.
Number one. He's number one, right? I think he's number one.
Yeah, he's number one. He's number one. Bud is number one. I got to think about it how in what order. Some of them days, some people I'm gonna figure out the order I'm gonna put them in. Yeah. So I got Bud, I got Inoue, I got Tyson Fury, Bud, Inoue, Tyson Fury. I got still got Canelo in my top five.
Usyk.
Still got Canelo. Yeah, Usyk. Yeah, Usyk. Usyk. Yeah. I got Usyk up there. So that's how I'm gonna go. And if I had to put it in order, I think I'll go in order. I think I go right now. I think I go Bud, Inoue, Inoue, yeah, Inoue. I think I have to go Usyk just because Tyson Fury last fight he didn't look that great. So I'll go Usyk, Tyson Fury, and then Canelo last.
A respectable list.
Devin Haney's right on the outside because Devin Haney has fought quality fights. He won. He got all the belts at 135. Moved to 140. Got a belt again. So Devin Haney would be right outside of that for me.
Yeah, yeah. Alex, he says thoughts on Spence wanting that rematch against Bud. LOL. Come on, man. That's what I think too, man. I think LOL. Come on, man. Like we saw what happened last time. You better. I don't know what you're gonna do, dude. You better
I
hire.
mean, I don't knock him for wanting a rematch. I don't. But now, what's the come on man part for me is, bro, you're holding up the next man's career.
Yeah.
Like it's been since July of last year, and we're already in January, and you decide to get eye surgery. I mean, maybe it's out of your control. Maybe I don't know. I'm a big fan of Errol Spence, but you're holding up Bud's career. He can't fight any other fighters right now. I don't know if there's some way to get out of it because it's been so long. Because I'm pretty sure it has to be some type of limit to win the rematch. It can't take forever. You know what I'm saying? Bud's been inactive for a while and he wants to make his money. You're holding up his career. So with me, I get it. I get it. I would want to fight again. Let's try this again. Even if I get my ass beat again. We're gonna try this again, especially if I feel like I was compromised in some kind of way, which is from what I heard, he when before the fight he kind of he was injured and then he kind of didn't want to postpone it again because he postponed other fights. So
Who's
I,
Spence?
I mean, yeah, Spence. So like Bud thinks it's just excuses, and I think the same thing is gonna happen. Maybe not as bad, but I think he still loses anyway,
Or
even if
maybe
he was
worse.
a little injured.
Maybe not as bad, or maybe worse.
But I don't knock him for wanting to fight again. I
Yeah,
knock him for like if you felt like you had some eye problem, maybe he didn't know. So I'll throw that caveat out there. But if you felt like you had some type of eye problem, that should have been handled a while ago, man. Now you're talking about you just doing it now. How many more months?
yeah,
Most people are predicting at the end of this year that the fight may be possible, like in October or something. I mean, so Bud just has to make no money, fight no big fights, stay inactive for that long. I don't think it's fair to him.
yeah, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time joining us, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Excuse me, and join Knucklehead Nation by smashing that join button. It's just $9.99 a month. You help us continue to build Fighters Rep, the best striking show on earth. February 17 is Fighters Rep 21 in Pompano Beach, Florida, our inaugural South Florida show. And March 2nd, after that, the beautiful Commerce Casino in Los Angeles is Fighters Rep 22. You're not going to want to miss it, Gary. The best young strikers on earth and the most exciting rule set in combat sports. Also, give us a follow on Instagram at FightersRep, and you can follow Gary right there on the bottom is his Instagram handle at Ignite Behavior. You're not going to want to miss all the nonsense that we both have on social media. I can respect that top five. I just think, Beterbiev for me, right? The reason I think he's got an argument, a real argument for any position he wants on that list almost is because, again, I just don't see anybody knocking out all of their opponents. It's just absolutely wild. He's just beating everybody by knockout. It's such dominance. It's such a vicious and brutal display to see these professional boxers who've been doing this their entire life unable to hear the final bell against this guy, Gary. And it's just crazy to me. But, I agree, Usyk definitely up there. I got Crawford as number one. I'll still put Crawford as number one just because, the way he handled Errol Spence in that last fight was just like, it was like being in there with a child. It was like he was in there with a kid. Like there was just no resistance almost.
But he
Usyk,
does that. You also got to look at this. I don't mean to cut you off, but he did it to multiple champions.
yeah,
Sean Porter, Errol Spence. He did it to
Julius
Kel
Ndongo,
Brook.
Yuriorkis Gamboa,
Kel Brook.
Ricky Burns.
Yeah, he
And
destroys all of them.
yeah, and the list goes on and on. People don't give him the credit he deserves because there was a while there where he didn't fight the best welterweights. They were all at PBC across the street, and they couldn't make the fights.
Yeah.
But Errol Spence wiped out all those guys, and then Terrence Bud Crawford came and wiped out Errol Spence. So it shows you that Maybe it was a good thing he stayed across the street because none of those guys would have had a chance. But yeah, and Usyk, obviously a guy who unified cruiserweight, moved up to heavyweight, and is now on the verge of unifying the heavyweight division. If he does that, that's going to be a major, major accomplishment in the sport of boxing. I mean, what he's already done has been pretty spectacular. If he's able to beat Tyson Fury, which is a real possibility now, because Tyson Fury looked like dog shit in that last fight against Ngannou, a freaking MMA fighter that was basically retired, right? Not even barely fighting MMA, going out there and dropping him and almost beating him. Definitely something Usyk can pull off. In no way, just been looking great. But again, one thing Crawford has overall, or not Crawford, one thing Beterbiev has over all these guys, he's finishing everyone. He's finishing everyone.
Well, here's the thing is why that can't be the reason you get in the top 5, because you only fought 20 professional fights. Yeah, you're finishing everyone.
But he's fighting.
You're finishing everyone. I know where you're going.
But he's fighting.
And I know you're going. He's fighting good quality competition and all that. But the more fights you fight, you're bound to have one where a guy doesn't want to engage like a Kell Brooks. I'm sorry, like a Jermell Charlo didn't want to engage. It's kind of hard to knock. Or when Boots fought what's his name?
Chukagian, I think his name was something like that.
Yeah. You're gonna have these fights. Yeah, you're gonna have these fights where these guys don't want to engage, or that guys just want to last to the 12th round and say, "Hey, I last to the 12th round." You know what I mean?
But here's the thing. Maybe he's so good at just walking these guys down and getting them out of there. Maybe he's not going to run into that. I mean, maybe he's just not going to.
I don't think he knocked the ball out. So that's my thing. Even if he wins, I don't think he knocks him out. Even though I got Bivol winning that. But I mean, like I said, it's within 20 fights. A lot of these guys, and I understand what you're saying. A lot of these guys within their first 20 fights aren't fighting the caliber of fighters that he has fought within his first
fight. In his 6th fight, he fought Gabriel Campillo, who was a champ, in his 6th fight.
No, I get you, and I get you on that part. But I mean, he still hasn't fought anybody in the top 10 like you would say some of these other guys. Like Usyk fought Joshua. Joshua was in the top 10 at some point, right? Before in a pound for pound top 10, and he watched them twice. You know what I mean? Dubois, he wasn't in the top 10, but he was a pretty good fighter, up and coming fighter.
Okay, if that's your barometer, then do you have Bivol over Beterbiev on the pound for pound list? Because Bivol fought Canelo.
I think I do. Yeah. I do. I like Bivol better. I think he's and like you said, he beat Canelo. And then, like I said, even when you look at Canelo, look at all the champions he beat. I mean, Plant isn't top 10, but he's a good damn boxer. You go and you look at, I mean, obviously, I don't know how much credit you want to give him for Jermell, because Jermell was coming up from 154 all the way to 168. So he's a smaller fighter, but he's still a good fighter. Yeah. He beat him. He fought Cotto. He fought Mosley. He fought Kovalev. And you can go on and on. Even the people who you don't remember who were undefeated. I forgot what's his name. He was undefeated when Canelo fought him. He beat him. And he was a pretty good boxer. When you go through all of the names that Canelo beat, and I know that's in the past. We're talking about more recent, but even recent, he's beaten pretty good fights. You just gave
Triple G.
Yeah, Triple G. You're talking about he just fought Beterbiev just fought Colin Smith. Or so did Canelo. He beat him too. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you got to look at all that. So how can I not? Yeah, Canelo lost to Bivol, but I got Bivol up there too. If you want to take out Canelo and put Bivol in, I couldn't blame you because he beat him. So I'm just looking at all the things like that.
Alex C says only concern with Beterbiev at this point is his age. Unfortunately, being 38 years old, soon to be 39. That is a concern. A lot of people are actually, and this is something I wanted to ask you about too, Gary. A lot of people are implying, because there was, a finding of elevated HGH, elevated testosterone in one of the tests that Beterbiev took. So a lot of people are implying, like, that he's cheating. Like one guy that I really like, of boxer, he's now retired from the UK, is Tony Bellew. I really liked him. He fought
Yeah, I
me.
know.
His last fight was against Usyk, where he lost, but he put up a hell of a fight. And, he's saying this guy is better than ever and stronger than ever at 38. I've never seen anything like this before. We need to get people to take a look at this sport a little bit closer, and
How many amateur fights did he have?
Beterbiev.
Yeah.
Oh man, I think he had a ton. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look that up now, but I'm pretty sure he fought Usyk 3 times as an amateur, and won one of those fights. They actually, they fought 3 times. So he had a very, very extensive amateur career. I'm not seeing.
I'm trying to see now.
Yeah,
How many?
I'm not seeing how many he had,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was extensive. He won multiple gold medals at the European Championships. He won a gold medal at the World Championships in 2009.
He had 295 wins versus 5 losses.
There you go.
200, so that's 300 fights in amateur. Now, I was trying to see how many amateur, because maybe because he only has 20 professionals, so maybe he didn't take on that damage in the amateur, but that's 300 fights. That's fucking a lot of fights.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fights. So yeah, I mean, to be still going at the age, and it's not, he looks like a young fighter though in there. He don't look like an older, like sometimes when Canelo fought Bivol, he looked a little older, a little slower than he used to be. The weight, he put on the weight, so he looks slower than he used to be, and he looks more flat-footed than he used to be, because Canelo used to move more. And as he got older and older, he stopped all that moving. He's like more walking forward, like, all right, I ain't moving all this stuff. I'm coming forward, and. So Beterbiev, he doesn't look old, and he looks still sharp. So until I start seeing something happen, then I can't blame it on age.
He's in crazy shape too, man. Like, he looks like he doesn't have an ounce of fat on him. Like, the guy's in incredible shape. But at the age of 38, how much longer can you avoid, Twinkies and honey buns and everything else good in life? You know what I mean? Like, at some point he's gonna want to eat something. Better be. Alex says Beterbiev eating that Canelo Mexican meat, fella.
Hey, it'll be an even fight. Then it'll be an even fight.
That could be it. But I never put it past anyone, right? It's always possible that somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
But, the guy just seems like such a devout, religious, disciplined guy, and he just doesn't give me the vibe that he's cheating. He gives me a vibe of hard work and just, I watch his workouts on YouTube before. I don't know if you've seen him, Gary. It's just mad.
No, you told me about him.
It's mad. I'm gonna send you the video. It's just absolutely crazy.
For me, it's just, I'm not gonna accuse anybody until I have a real reason. Just because somebody's great, if I do that with everybody who's great, like, I might as well say test Usain Bolt.
That's what I want to ask you though. So the reason is there was this test
elevated
HGH and testosterone, and I mean, what do you think that is? It could be, like with COVID, these false positives or whatever it was, or I don't know.
They said elevated, but they didn't suspend them. They didn't find any because you can say, it's kind of higher than it should be. I can't necessarily see anything in there. I don't know for sure. So I'm not
Yeah.
gonna play doctor or whatever. Like I know how these things work, how many times somebody comes in with a level of a higher level than they should have, and what's the parameter of how high is too high that he's on something. I don't know that. I'll let them tell me. And if they tell me, and if it's something, if it's been more than one time or something, because even like Sugar Shane, he got caught with like not I don't know what to say caught, but it was some controversy about him with performance enhancing. He said he didn't do anything. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's always been a good puncher, So I let them tell me if he has or he hasn't, and I let it be that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's plenty of guys who juice who aren't any good in all sports.
Yeah.
Like he's good. Like that shot he caught Colin Smith with, that wasn't because steroids. That was because up here. He seen something, he countered him coming in with that jab, I believe it was, and caught him over top. Boom, caught him going backwards, which he wasn't throwing a lot going backwards, but he threw that one going backwards as Colin Smith was coming in and wobbled him, and then that we know the rest.
Yeah, yeah. And I was looking at the finding, it says his results on December 6th had an atypical finding with elevated levels of HGH and testosterone. An atypical finding is not the same as an adverse finding, and the fight will go ahead. So, he didn't really fail the drug test even. And,
Do we know what that means?
and as a person who, is of a stock of people that's geographically pretty close. I've also been accused of elevated levels of testosterone and HGH by several women in my life, and also by.
You can't stay up off of them, George.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, whatever. Look, he's backing off. Think he's in trouble now. Don't worry, you're not gonna have to get in the fight. You don't have better be in the bedroom tonight, man.
Oh my god, I'm gonna need the Bavol legs tonight, man. I'm gonna need the Bavol legs. But he didn't even fail. He didn't even fail. So
yeah.
But it is, it is interesting. It is intriguing. It's something to talk about, and you hope that everybody's playing by the rules, right? Because you have some people that say, "Oh, just let them do whatever they want." I don't think that's right. I think the only way to have an even playing field is if nobody's doing anything, right?
Look, people are already dying in boxing. You want more people to die? Just keep let them do whatever they want to do. Nah, that's crazy. You can't do that.
I agree. So, no real huge fights on the horizon from what I can see, Gary. Other than what's happening next month in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where we have Fury versus Usyk. But nothing really huge on the horizon coming up. There's a couple interesting fights, like Jaime Munguia is fighting John Ryder, the guy who fought Canelo. That's on January 27th. Michaela Mayer's fighting Natasha Jonas next week. And besides that, not a lot going on. Conor Benn is fighting on February 3rd. I'd like to watch him fight against a guy named Peter Dobson. And then I think the next really intriguing fight, mainstream for American fight fans, is going to be Teofimo Lopez versus Jermaine Ortiz. But again, not a lot really popping off in the fight world.
We gotta get some UFC commentary in here sometime. We haven't really been hitting the UFC lanes that much.
We gotta talk about kickboxing. That's the only sport that matters. But anyway,
we got that going.
Anyway, Knuckleheads, we've been at this for almost 50 minutes. Gary, I really appreciate your time tonight. As you guys know, we do this every Monday. We go live, and me and Gary are also going to be trying to go live for you guys immediately after the big fights. We'll also do it for the UFC ones, the ones that, maybe are exciting worth talking about. Gary, you got anything?
Shade a little bit.
You got anything you want to tell the people out there in Knucklehead Nation?
No, man. Just hey, go follow me. Ignorant behavior. I'm talking trash. All sports. I'm joking around. Whatever. You want to have a good laugh? Sometimes follow me.
Yeah. Just don't ever be a Niners fan. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
Yeah.